this is a Photoshop Illustrator CC tutorial. Let's start. Okay, so in the Illustrator, in the top, there's kind of menu. Okay, and left side, this is tool, and here will be kind of the window. Okay, so we're gonna use typography workspace. So you can find typography in here, top right, or you can always go to reset typography. You can find all the tools, all the kind of workspace or preset in here. Okay, let's start. Go to the file, go to the open, and go to Illustrator. Inside the tutorial tools, there's number 1 shapes. Let's open number 1 line tools. Click open. Okay, so I'm gonna show here. So this time I want to show how we can using these kind of various line tools. Okay, so let's go to, you can kind of move this like a cursor to the right side. Okay, so we're gonna explore line tool. I'm the layer 2. So there will be 2 artboard. Okay, so I'm the layer 2, and let's find the line tool. Okay, so our line tool will be here, but we need more option. So you need the long press, and then you need to click this tiny icon. Click. So you will see there's 5 different kinds of line tool. Let's start first one. So this is a line 1 and most common. So you're gonna start and just end. Okay, you're gonna start, you're gonna end. Okay, so this is a line tool. But if you hold the shift key, you can make a straight. If you hold the shift key, you can make a diagonal. Okay, so this is kind of line tool. Any straight line you can draw, the first one. Okay, let's go to the arc tool. So this one just has a more kind of curve. Okay, so you can have this curve and this curve. So you can have this curve. Let's go to this spiral tool. So spiral tool, you can make this kind of shape, or you can make the shape. And if you're using this arrow key, you can kind of play around a little bit more. Okay, and if you want to move, you can with this selection tool, you can always kind of move this shape. Okay, or you can rotate. Okay, let's keep going. So we want to use this kind of tool, rectangular grid tool. So rectangular grid tool, you can kind of make any grid. Okay, so with the arrow key on the top, you can make more lines, right? And if you're using the right or left key, you can make a more column or less column. Okay, and let's go to the polar grid tool. So if you want to draw this polar grid tool, okay, and if you're using this arrow key, top, make more lines, bottom, less lines. If you go to the right arrow key, has more segmentation, left key like less segmentation. Okay, and you can always move as V as this selection tool. So each one, it just has object. Okay, so if this is smaller, you can hold the shift key and you can make it kind of bigger. Okay, so basically this is a line tool. Just any line, hold the shift key, you can make a very straight, horizontally, vertically. And then arc tool, and you can kind of make arc tool, you can make any kind of curved line. And this is a spiral roll, and this is kind of rectangle grid, and you need to control with the arrow up and down or right and left. And this is the same thing, and this is the polar grid tool, and you can control up and down, right and left. Okay, so that looks good. And go to the file, save as, and you can save as in same folder, but then make sure put your name so I can check your tutorial. Okay, we can just save as AI. Save Illustrator CC. So this will be open only over Illustrator CC. Any under version will be not open. Just remind. Click OK. So after you save your name, this is number 1, line 2, and your name, you can close it. Okay, let's start another one. Click open, and I want you to open number 2, basic shapes. Click open. Okay, so in here we learn how to using these basic shapes. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I see the kind of this whole image. I'm gonna go to this zoom tool. Let's start with this square. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this rectangle tool. This is M. This is the most common tool. And you see outside this is stroke. It's black, but inside it's yellow. I'm gonna change with this kind of yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna start here, and I want to draw, but I want to have a kind of the perfect square. So I'm gonna hold the shift key. It will be kind of same proportion. Okay. So as with the V key or selection tool, you can see that your rectangle. Okay. So I'm gonna show again. So if you draw without shift key, you can draw any proportion, but you want to be width and height is the same. You see that pink kind of the line inside, so this means the same proportion. So if you hold the shift key, you can kind of make a perfect square. Okay, that looks good. And I need to click the V selection key. Okay, I need the V selection key, and then I'm just click anywhere, make sure like deselect. Okay, let's moving on. So second one, we want to choose ellipse tool. So we want to draw a circle. Okay, so this time inside the color I want using the pink, magenta. Okay, so this time of course you can draw any shape, but I want to draw start from center. Okay, so I will be positioned in the center, and I'm gonna hold shift option key, and you will see the circle in the center, and you need to drag from center to outside. Okay, so this one shift option key. Okay, I'm just kind of deselect this one, and I want to move. Okay, so if you want the selection tool, you'll be kind of keep creating. Okay, but if you want to change tool or change shape, I highly recommend you can always click the V. Okay, so with the V key you can select. Okay, or if you just click empty area, you can deselect. Okay, it's very important. If you the selection key in the transition, it's always recommend to go to using kind of selection key to make sure you're not selecting anything. Okay, so let's go to polygon tool. Okay, so in the polygon tool, you can draw any shape. I'm gonna start from the kind of center, but the polygon you can using the press this arrow key to make more side. Okay, and this time I kind of forgot to change color, so I'm gonna change with this yellow green color. Okay, so important thing when you adjust the shape, when you adjust the side from the triangle to just many side you want, you can control with press this arrow key up and down. Okay, so I want to start another select another the shape, the star shape. So as a default, I want to click the V selection tool and just kind of deselect. Okay, so it's always better you can go to the selection tool and make kind of default, and you're free. Okay, and let's go to star tool. So in the star tool, we can go to the center and you can kind of drag. So star tool, during the dragging with your mouse, if you're using this arrow key, you can make a more shape of star. Okay, and if you're also using kind of command key, you can also change kind of your proportion. You can make a more sharp or less sharp. Okay, and this one I want to change with kind of purple. Okay, so if you accidentally click any of the, when you in any selection tool, if you kind of click, it will be create. You're gonna show that you can kind of create another one by kind of typing. Okay, so somehow if you let's say if you create a kind of more, okay, so don't worry, don't be panic. If you go to V as a selection tool, just click, select, click delete tool, select and delete key, so you can remove it. Okay, so I want you to you can draw different shape using this kind of shape tool. Okay, hold the shift key with the rectangle, you can have a perfect square, and hold the shift option key, you can start from the center to create a circle. And with the polygon tool, you can change shapes, kind of more side or less with the press with the arrow key up and down. And then with the star, it's similar as kind of polygon. You can make a kind of more side, more points with this arrow key up and down. Okay, so this one seems good. Let's go to the file, save as, same folder will be fine, but make sure you want to put your name on it. Click save, click OK, and after you save it, you can close it. So go to the file, let's open, let's go to number 3, transformation, click open. I'm gonna click command 0. Okay, so command 0, or you kind of zoom tool, you want to kind of show this whole picture. So in here, I want to do transformation and using this selection tool or direct selection tool. Okay, so before we going further, I want you to practice again one more time. First one, ellipse tool, I want you to draw. I'm gonna start with kind of shift option key, similar, and I want to inside will be the yellow color. Okay, and the V as a selection tool, I can kind of move. That seems good. And second one, I need a rectangle tool, and inside will be the red. So you can change the color before, after, either way. So this time I also want to hold the shift key, kind of make a perfect square. Okay, maybe this red color is a little bit darker one. So when I click the V, a selection tool, you can move. It's a similar as kind of move tool in the Photoshop. Okay, and with the polygon tool, I mean the polygon tool, I mean the light blue color, and I just need to click, and you will see that this kind of pop-up window. I want you to side as a 3, so that will be triangle. Click OK. And with the V as a selection tool, I just want to make kind of smaller. Okay, so I want to make a copy 2 more. There's a 2-way. I want to just drag it. I want to select. I'm in this selection tool of V, and you can just drag by selecting, and command C, command V. So you can copy, paste. Command C, copy, command V, paste. Or I'm in the selected. If you hold Option key and just drag, so you can kind of make a copy. Actually, this is kind of easier if you just hold the Option key and just kind of drag. Okay, so I just want to give a little more. Okay, so I have a kind of full copy. First one, it was kind of guideline, and second one, I create my own shape, and I just kind of copy, Command C, Command V. And this one, I just hold the Option key and just drag, make another copy. Okay, so we'll use a lot just hold the Option key and drag with the kind of copy. Okay, so in this tutorial, I want you to learn transformation. So I'm in this selection tool. Okay, selection tool as a V. So with the selection tool, you can rotate. Okay, and you can kind of transform as a squeeze. Okay, or hold the shift key, you can make kind of resize or keep the same proportion. Okay, I want you to transform. And second one, same thing, you can rotate it or you can change with the size. Okay, or you can make kind of drag kind of proportion. Okay, and then this triangle, you can rotate. Okay, and you can make a resize. Okay, so you can transform using the selection tool. So selection tool will be affect this whole shape, like whole size, whole rotation, this kind of one side, but will be kind of affect the kind of whole shape. Okay, and this time I want to using this kind of white arrow, like direct selection tool. This is kind of A. So when you click this kind of outline or stroke, you realize there's kind of handle. Okay, or with a line, you can kind of drag. So this is kind of modify more inside. But before you modify, you need to select it. So I'm gonna select this one anchor and you can just drag. So this is more about inside object. It's more about individual kind of control or individual modification. So they will be kind of change. This one, even though you change with a transformation, still square, still circle. But in direct selection tool, you can more kind of organic shape, or you can really modify inside, like more detail. So this is kind of anchor point. So you can make a kind of any angle. But this is both our selection tool. Okay, so if I want to move this whole thing, what I need. So if you're using, if you only this is selected, if I move it, you know, this only one anchor point is following. But if I want to move this whole triangle, I need to go to selection tool, select this whole triangle selected, and then you can move. Okay, so we'll learn more. But the most time we're gonna using this selection tool in this V, we're gonna use a lot. And then some cases when we need more detail, kind of modifying shapes or revising shape, we're gonna using in direct selection tool. But both tools are very important in Illustrator. Okay, go to the file, save as, in transformation, put your name at the end of the file, click save. Okay, after you save, you can close it. Go to the file, open, and click number 4, pencil and brush. And let's click Command 0. So this is kind of zoom tool and show. Okay, so in Illustrator, so in the layer also very important. Okay, so layer, in this background, there's a mountain, there's a foreground. So layer, it's kind of order. What is the bottom, what is next, and next, what is the top, okay? So it's very important in the Illustrator too, okay? So let's go to this pencil layer, okay? So you can find the pencil tool. Usually it's hidden under shaper tool. Let's find the pencil tool, okay? And I want to paint with something with orange, and then I don't want to be any black outline. So this one, it's none, like a non-fill, like kind of transparent, like there's no outline, okay? So I want to kind of draw interesting kind of cloud. Okay, I want to make sure that you can have some closed shape. Okay, so somehow if you're not painted, don't worry. I select this pencil closed shape and click this orange. Okay, somehow if you have like black outline, okay, this one is a black outline, you want to change with this uh, diagonal of the red line. This is none. Okay, so there will be no outline. Okay, let's try it one more time. So I'm gonna go to this pencil tool and I want to draw kind of any shape, but make sure when you come back, make sure your pencil has a shape of circle. It means I want to make a closed shape. Okay, release your mouse and you can have this closed shape. Okay, so I'm gonna paint with this orange color. Okay, so I have this kind of two interesting cloud. Okay, if you want to revise it, you can always come back. Let me see the select. Okay, you can always kind of come back to kind of revise more. Okay, but this seems good. So I have a two cloud using pencil tool. I was kind of make a kind of shape. Okay, so you are welcome to transform or change shape. Okay, that looks good. And I also want to have something more interesting effect. Okay, so I'm still in this pencil layer, and I'm gonna go to this brush, and this brush I want to choose white. Okay, and this brush I want to using this fan brush. Okay, so this fan brush is very interesting. So I want to change as a 7, and I want to show something is kind of coming up in front in the kind of mountain. It looks kind of volcano. Okay, so you can also kind of modify if you don't like the kind of shape. Okay, so that looks good. And I'm done with these two pencil and brush tool, and I'm gonna go to the foreground. Okay, and this time stroke I want to have this second gray color, will be kind of same color with here, and I'm gonna choose with this 3-1 this brush. Okay, basically I'm in this brush tool. Basically I want to draw more trees. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the more here. Okay, so I just add more of kind of tree. Okay, so in the brush tool in Illustrator, it has many options. So this is already kind of made it, but you can create more brush. You can draw very interesting effect, very interesting shape with the various brush. Okay, that looks good. And then the order of the layer also very important in Illustrator too. Okay, go to the file, save as, last thing you're gonna put your name, save Illustrator. After you save it, you can close it. This is the end of tutorial.